Maybe you've been told you're too quiet, too distant, or that you live too much inside your own head. Crowded rooms drained you, and small talk felt exhausting. But that doesn't mean you are weird. These aren't about IQ scores or labels. They're how you think, feel, observe, and relate to the world. In this video, I want to share with you 7 signs you might be an introverted genius. If you've ever felt misunderstood, out of place, or quietly different, you might recognize yourself in more than one of these signs. Let's get into it. You don't fit in a box. One of the clearest signs is you don't quite fit in, no matter how much you try. Even when you're part of a group, there's often a sense that your thoughts are moving in another direction. Psychologists who work with highly intelligent people often say this happens because their minds naturally go deeper. While most people are comfortable staying on the surface, highly intelligent introverts tend to ask more questions, think more carefully, and reflect before speaking. Because introverts process information internally, this difference becomes even more noticeable. It's not that you don't belong, it's that your mind operates on a different level. Over time, you stop trying so hard to fit in, not out of pride, and not because you think you're better than others, but because forcing yourself to blend in feels exhausting. Explaining your thoughts over and over, or pretending to care about things that don't matter to you, simply doesn't feel worth the energy. In daily life, this might show up in very normal ways. You may prefer one-on-one conversations over group settings. You might enjoy deep discussions, but feel drained by small talk. You may even be seen as hard to read or different, without really knowing why. Your curiosity never really turns off. Another sign of an introverted genius is something many people around you might not notice at all. Your mind is almost always exploring something. I'm not talking about being curious in a casual way. This is a deeper kind of curiosity. It's the urge to understand how things work, why people behave the way they do, or how one idea connects to another. You don't just accept information at face value. You naturally want to look beneath the surface, and once a topic grabs your attention, it's hard to let it go. Psychology research shows that highly intelligent people often have a strong need for mental stimulation. They get bored easily when things feel repetitive or meaningless, but become fully absorbed when something challenges their thinking. For introverts, this curiosity usually happens quietly and privately. You may spend hours reading, researching, or thinking things through without feeling the need to talk about it or show it to anyone else. You're very selective about people. I've noticed that for introverted, highly intelligent people, socializing isn't about numbers, it's about depth. You may enjoy meaningful conversations and strong connections, but you feel drained by constant social interaction, especially when it lacks substance. Being alone often feels more peaceful than being surrounded by people who don't really understand you. Psychological studies have found that highly intelligent individuals tend to be more comfortable with solitude and, in many cases, even happier spending time alone than in large social groups. This doesn't mean they're antisocial. It simply means they're more aware of how social environments affect their mental state. Introverts already recharge through solitude, and when intelligence is added to the mix, the need to protect one's inner space becomes even stronger. In everyday life, this selectiveness shows up naturally. You may have only a few close friends, but those relationships are deeply meaningful. You're drawn to people who think similarly, who can engage in thoughtful conversation, and who respect your need for space. Small talk and surface-level interactions can feel tiring, so you instinctively limit how much time you spend in those situations. What's important to understand is that this selectiveness isn't coldness or arrogance, it's self-awareness. You know that your mind works best when it's not constantly overstimulated, and you choose your relationships carefully because you value quality over quantity. You notice things other people miss. Let's talk about how observant you are. You may not always speak first or react quickly, but you're constantly paying attention to people, patterns, and details that others often ignore. I've found that introverts tend to spend more time watching than talking. And when you combine that with high intelligence, it creates a sharp awareness of what's really happening beneath the surface. You notice subtle changes in tone, body language, and mood. You pick up on small inconsistencies in conversations. You see connections between ideas that don't seem obvious at first. You may be good at spotting problems early, noticing small details that later turn out to matter a lot. At the same time, You might sometimes feel a bit clueless about practical or mundane things, which can confuse others. Interestingly, this contrast is common among highly intelligent people. Their minds are wired to focus on what feels meaningful, not on trivial details. You trust your inner compass. As an introverted genius, you're less influenced by noise from the outside and more guided by what feels right on the inside. You don't blindly follow trends, social expectations, or popular opinions just to fit in. Instead, you take time to think, reflect, and decide for yourself. I've noticed that people like this often have a strong sense of self. They're comfortable standing by their ideas, even when they're not widely understood. This doesn't make them stubborn, it makes them independent thinkers. In everyday life, this might look like choosing a different path, questioning common assumptions, or quietly doing things your own way. And while others may not always understand your choices, this inner clarity is what allows introverted geniuses to create original ideas and meaningful change. You need solitude to do your best thinking. One final sign of an introverted genius is how important solitude is to you. Being alone isn't about avoiding people, it's about giving your mind the space it needs to function at its best. I've realized that some of my clearest ideas, strongest insights, and most creative moments happen when things are quiet. Without constant input from the outside world, thoughts can settle, connect, and turn into something meaningful. Many researchers and thinkers have pointed out that solitude plays a key role in creativity and problem solving. For introverted geniuses, alone time isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It's where ideas form, clarity appears, and real thinking begins. If you recognized yourself in some of these signs, it doesn't mean you need a label or a definition. It isn't about proving anything to the world, it's about understanding how your mind works and learning to respect it. If you see yourself anywhere in this video, let me know in the comments which sign felt most familiar. And as always, thank you for listening. Paw signing out. Stay sharp, stay weird.